Children, let us continue the story quality. We stopped there in page number 30. The younger Gessler brother gives reason for his elder brother's death. It is because he could not get over losing the other shop. And after giving the reason, as usual, he is getting the order from the narrator and he is showing a piece of leather and telling that it is a beautiful piece. Now, in page number 31, I ordered several pairs. It was very long before they came, but they were better than ever. One simply could not wear them out, and soon after that, I went abroad. And the narrator, knowing the condition of the younger Gessler brother, the worry about his income and also the death of his elder brother, and pitying on him, he ordered several pairs, and it went for long as usual. And after getting that several pairs of shoes which he ordered, he went abroad. It was over a year before I was again in London. So he was coming back to London after a year. And the first shop I went to was my old friend's. So whenever he comes to that city, he surely visits Gessler Brothers' shop. So first shop he went to visit was his old friend's shop. I had left a man of 60. I came back to one of 75, pinched and worn and tremulous, who genuinely this time did not at first know me. So he is describing when he went abroad, he was the younger Gessler brother was only of 60 years. I came back to one of 75, pinched and worth and tremulous, who genuinely this time did not at first know me. So he was looking his friend. He was so old, looked so old. Oh, Mr. Gessler, I said, sick at heart. How splendid your boots are. See, I have been wearing this pair nearly all the time. I have been abroad and they are not half worn out, are they? So he was telling that brother that how you made these shoes very splendid one, wonderful and marvelous. It is, I used it for daily use. Even then, it's not half worn out. And he looked long at my boots, a pair of Russia leather, and his face seemed to regain steadiness. Putting his hand on my instep, he said, do they with you here? I had trouble with that pair, I remember. So he is recollecting how he made that, as the narrator was praising about that Russia leather pair of shoes, and he is recollecting while he was making that shoe what trouble he had. I assured him that they had fitted beautifully, so he put all his heart to make that shoes. So he said, the narrator said, it is fitted very beautifully. It is perfect. Do you want any boots? As usual, he wants the order. He said, I can make them quickly. It is a slack time. So no work nowadays, so I can make it quickly if you give me any order. I answered, please, please, I want boots all round, every kind. So he wanted to get all round means all kind of boots he wants and he gave order. I will make a brush model. Brush, V they use. Instead of F, they pronounce V. Fresh. Brush is here, fresh. Fresh model. Your foot must be bigger. Foot, T, D. Foot must be bigger. And with utter slowness, he traced round my foot and felt my toes only once, looking up to see. So, as usual, he took a pencil, paper, and made the trace of the narrator's foot every time. No, this time he says that your foot must be bigger, so he wants the trace or the trace of his foot. So he was taking the trace as usual. He was using the pencil and paper. And did I tell you my brother was dead? Again he is asking. To watch him was painful, so feeble had he grown. I was glad to get away. So when he was asking the narrator that, did I tell you about my brother's death? And the narrator was very much moved, and he could see the painful and feeble, weak, how he has grown. So the younger brother looked very weak. I was glad to get away. So the narrator was not able to stand more time there because of his pitiful condition. No, he was not in a condition to see him in that condition. I had given those boots up when one evening they came. So he gave order. In one evening he gave us, he said it. Opening the parcel, I set the 4 pairs out in a row. Then one by one I tried them on. So he gave 4, he took out 4 pairs of shoes out of that parcel and he tried. There was no doubt about it. In shape and fit, in finish and quality of leather, they were the best he had ever made me. Time after time, what all he gave order, he is getting the better leather, better fitting, better model. And this time, all were very much good in shape and fit and finishing and quality of the leather. Everything was perfect. And in the mouth of one of the town walking boots, I found his bill. So he kept that bill of those pair of boots in one of the town walking boots. In the boot's mouth he put it. The amount was the same as usual. So though he was going through a loss in the shop and no work, even then he did not charge more. He charged the same charge what he used to ask. The amount was the same as usual, but it gave me quite a shock. He had never before sent it in till quarter day. I quickly he made it now, so he was very much shocked to see that. I flew downstairs and wrote a check and posted it at once with my own hand. Immediately he made a check for the amount which he asked for in the bill and he posted it. A week later, passing the little street, I thought I would go in and tell him how splendidly the new boots fitted. So the narrator wanted to praise the pairs of shoes which he made in a very short period of time, and it was so beautifully made, and he wanted to thank him and praise him for that. So in 1 week later he wanted to visit that shop, but when I came to where his shop had been, his name was gone. So when he went there in 1 week, the shop name was gone there, no name of that Gessler brothers. Still there in the window were the slim pumps, the patterned leathers with cloth tops, the sooty riding boots, and still there in the window, the showpiece which he kept was there. I went in very much disturbed. So the narrator was getting into the shop with a disturbed mind. In the two little shops, again made into one, was a young man with an English face. The shop, which was first two shops were separated. First it was two in one, or two shops together. One, both the brothers were running their shop. After some time, because of the financial problem, they had to leave one shop, and only one shop they were having it. And meantime, his elder brother also passed away, died, because worrying about his loss of that shop. And then now again, the two different shops were together put in one. And Mr. Gessler in, I said. He just checked whether Mr. Gessler is there inside or not. He gave me a strange, ingratiating look. No, sir. So one English man was there, English face was there. So he just inquired that person, that is Mr. Gessler there? But he just looked in a different manner, strange look. No, sir, he said, no. But we can attend to anything with pleasure, because that also a shop which was making the shoes. So that person called the customer, as we are ready to help you out, and with pleasure we will do your whatever you want. We have taken the shop over. You have seen our name, no doubt, next door. We make for some very good people. So we have taken this shop. We are making shoes here for many people. Yes, yes, I said. But Mr. Gessler? And the narrator questioned the English man. What about Mr. Gessler? Oh, he answered. He dead. He is no more. Dead? But I only received these boots from him last Wednesday week. 1 week before I got it. He's dead. So he was so shocked. Oh, he said, it's shocking. Go. Poor old man starved himself. So the narrator was expressing his sadness, telling like this, poor old man, he died because of his starving. Good God, slow starvation, the doctor called it. So it was the reason for his death is slow starvation, died in hunger. You see, he went to work. So the Englishman was telling about the reason, telling about that Gessler brother, how they lived and why they died. You see, he went to work in such a way, would keep the shop on, wouldn't have a soul touch his boots except himself. He was making the shoes all alone and keep on doing the work. When he got an order, it took him such a time. Only one person did all the work. He was keep on doing his work. People won't wait, because why he was keep on doing that work? Because he wants to finish the work, because the people who gives order will not wait. So he didn't have time to eat just to complete the work. He lost everybody. So many times, as he took much time, people did not give order. So he, such a way, he lost all the customers. And then he would sit, going on and on. I will say that for him, not a man in London made a better boot. But look at the competition. He never advertised, would have the best leather too, and do it all himself. Well, there it is. What could you expect with his ideas? But starvation. So what is the point? He did such a good work, quality work. People did not honor the work, and he did not go for any advertisement. He didn't give any advertisement, but starvation he got. That may be a bit flowery as the saying is, but I know myself he was sitting over his boots day and night to the very last. You see, I used to watch him, never gave himself time to eat, never had a penny in the house. All went in rent and leather. How he lived so long, I don't know. He regularly let his fire go out. He was a character, but he made good boots. Yes, I said he made good boots. So the Englishman also telling about the characteristics of that Gessler brother. He kept doing his work and never thought of earning more. And many times he had never had a penny in the house. And many times he was let his fire go out. What does that mean? Without having food. And all he earned went in rent and leather. So he didn't have extra money to have his food and all. So he was a character. He was a good character person. He made good boots. Yes, I said he made good boots. And I turned and went out quickly, for I did not want the youth to know that I could hardly see. So when this youth was, the English man was telling about the younger Gessler brother, the narrator was moved in his heart. Because of that, he shed tears. He was not able to stand there, and he just turned his face and went out quickly. Why? Because he did not want to show his tears to that youth, because he did not want the youth to know that I could hardly see. That means he was shedding tears. He could not tolerate the death of that quality shoemaker, though he spent his time, but he died in starvation. No respect for such hard-working, honest person who gets his work in such a manner, commitment towards his work was not honored by the people of that time. It is because of the industrialization. And Mr. Gessler died, possibly because his merit, which has no value in the world of advertisement. It is proved that the people who put their effort and hardship is not honored and respected by this wicked world full of false advertisement. People run after the advertisement, show off, and the world of advertisement, such a people who are skilled people are not honored. So no value for such people. Because of that, this brother died. The advertisement may pursued for profit by the big firms have run the quality of the products and killed the artist with quality. So this industrialization turned the things ups and down. because of this advertisement, quality of products are not being found, and these industrialization, the firms killed quality of the products and killed the artists too who are in quality, like Mr. Gessler. So in this story, the writer has picturized, depicted the scene of the people who were in oppression in the time of industrialization. As in the beginning, I said that you should go through the points which is mentioned in page number 24. His most of his writings based on the society in which he lived, how the society went through hardships, and how the people of that time suffered because of the industrialization. So this is the story. The theme of the story is human values are threatened by material gain. For the materialistic world, in the materialistic world, human values are threatened. The people who are having skill, the people who are holding the quality in them are not at all valued. So this story is evergreen story because it is written years before, but it is very much up to the present situation also. It is very relevant to the present society too. Skilled people are not valued in this materialistic world, or the people who run after advertisement and personal gain, like these firms, are killing the quality of artist, like Mr. Gessler. So here ends the story. Go through the story, and when you are writing the answer, your answer should have the text words. That is very important. You will get more marks if you use the text words. Explanation should be there, but using the text words. It is better you go through the lesson twice or thrice to get more of text words.